Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the ABA Coffee in the Park. My name is Cam Milliken, and I am here with the extraordinary co-host, Jennifer Herrick, the Atchison Business Association Director. Wait a minute. I always get that wrong.
This happens like
I know, every podcast.
You work with
let's
me.
do it again.
Let's do it
the
again.
Extraordinary Jennifer Herrick, the Atchison Business Association Executive Director.
You got it. Perfect.
Yes, all right.
Yes.
Welcome, Jennifer.
Thanks, Cam. How are we this morning?
Oh, we're doing great. A little tanked up on coffee because we are here at...
We are in the Wall Coffee Roasters, as everybody is used to listening to us from, except for last week, Cam, when we were on the road to
That's
Bushel
right. We did a road show last week,
show.
but we want to say that we are at the Wall Coffee Roasters in beautiful downtown Atchison. That's right. So we're here, and we're very excited about today. Things are good. You're doing all right?
I'm doing good.
Great. Want to tell us about some of our sponsors?
I do. I'd like to thank our gold corporate sponsors, which include the MyShot Group of Companies, Genix, and of course, Parkland County. These businesses are great supporters of the Atchison Business Association, and we're so thrilled to have them as sponsors.
That's right. Whom without them, we would not be able to do what we do. So thank you very much. So we're really excited. Things are good. Life is good. Getting back to normal.
Well, school starts next week.
Oh, your son's going back to school.
He's going back to school. Where did summer go?
I don't know, but you know what? Fall is going to be coming soon. The weather's changing a little bit, but hey, every season is exciting, so I'm looking forward to a little bit of fall as well. And today, tell us about today.
Well, Cam, I am so excited for today's guests. These two individuals are some of my favorite individuals in the entire world.
They're awesome.
They sure are.
Yep.
So I am so excited to introduce Jan and Dawn, who are the co-owners of Mprint Sign and Print Solutions.
Right here in Atchison. Welcome, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, good to have you. This is exciting. We're glad that you're here.
We are. And Jan, I know sometimes you're a little reluctant to, kind of
She's shy.
This.
Jan is a little shy. Yeah, she's shy.
You never know.
No, but she won't be shy today.
She won't be shy today. No. So thanks for doing this.
Yeah, and we're just excited you guys are here. And as you know, Coffee in the Park is the story behind the story. We think you guys have a great story. You have a great business. You really do amazing work. We know that. If you ever see our coffee mugs or anything on our social media, Mprint did our mugs for us and does a lot of our work for us. So thank you for doing that. We really appreciate that. But tell us, your brother and sister, is that right?
That is correct.
Who's older?
Dawn is older, although growing up, people often thought we were twins.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Well, let's just stick with the twins thing. That's good. I like that.
But then I lose out on the wiser part.
Okay. Well, I got nothing to say about that. Tell us a little bit about Dawn and Jan growing up. Where did that happen? How did that happen? Give us a little insight on that.
Yeah, so we actually had a unique childhood where we, our parents separated when we were very young. And so we ended up moving from country home into city home. And then as we got older, Dawn remained in the city, whereas I headed back up north out into the country. So yeah, we kind of, went our separate ways, obviously remaining very close as family. Right. But yeah, I would like to say our influential years, we grew up very differently.
Okay. Where up north?
Yeah, where?
Not too far. A little small place called Grassland, which is halfway between here and Fort McMurray.
Yeah, right on. Cool.
Yeah, and I to be honest, I loved it. I took advantage of the best of both worlds. So, we had the country, the farm home, we had the city home, and moved back and forth. And yeah, both, rural and urban lifestyles. So yeah, it was great actually.
Cool. Awesome.
Now, you are currently both in the print industry. However, it was not always the case. Especially Jan, I know with you. Tell us a little bit about your journey and some of the exciting things that I know you've done over the years.
Yeah, he's laughing.
Oh, it should be good.
So I graduated high school with not a clear indication of what I wanted to do in life. And so my dad and I kind of looked at a small community college in Lac La Biche, and they had a forestry program there. It was an 8-month certificate program. So I took the program, loved it, and I ended up working in forestry for about 10 years, doing cut block layout, planning, regen surveys, supervision, things like that. So some really neat experiences with wildlife and different crew members, wildfire, and all that good stuff. I then married an entrepreneur, and I got the bug for owning businesses. So we moved up to Fort McMurray, and I worked for the government for a little while there, and then I opened up the first Bone and Biscuit, which is a pet supply franchise.
Really?
Yes.
Pet supplies.
Yeah, pet supplies.
Cool.
Loved it.
Cam, it's a booming business.
Yeah, no doubt, eh?
Well, and a little bit of backstory on that is, while I was in forestry, my coworker and I, we would find stray animals out in the bush, and we would pick them up, we'd fix them, and we would find them homes.
Yeah,
And
like a rescue.
well, that's how Second Chance Animal Rescue Society got started, actually. So, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
Didn't know
that
that.
kind of remained in that pet industry. And then my husband ended up getting cancer, and just decided it was, enough. He had a trucking company up there, and he just wanted to go home.
Right.
So we ended up selling that business, moved back to Grassland, and I missed the pet industry, so I ended up opening a couple little pet stores, one in Athabasca, one in Lac La Biche. I got into a situation where, I had to let those go, unfortunately, but still remained on the entrepreneur path. And we flipped businesses for a while. We opened car washes. We had a liquor store at one point.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jan, I didn't know this about
I didn't either.
Isn't this something? This is so awesome.
Yeah. So as you can see, we moved around quite a bit. We actually counted the other day. I think we had 7 homes together so far.
Yeah.
So we now are currently living out in Sturgeon County, and my husband no longer has businesses of his own other than we have an RV storage place.
Right.
So now we have Mprint.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Dawn?
Okay, and Dawn, was your journey always in printing?
My journey was always in printing, a little different than Jan's. She's more of the change junkie than I am.
I like that word, change junkie.
Yeah. You're the stable one, is what you're saying. You're the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but yeah, outside looking in, probably.
Right.
Yeah. So, I after graduating high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and a family friend owned a print shop in Edmonton, and I went looking for a summer job. He said, really, I've got a position, but you're going to cost me money for the first 6 to 8 months, so it's long term or no term. And I said, well, why not, right? So day one, I went in there. I had no idea what the job entailed, what the industry was about. But in those days, it was very, very hands-on, very analog, and I had a good skill for it. It was a craft, and really, it kind of, a lot of printers will tell you, it gets in your blood, and so here we are 30-some years later, and I try to cap it at 20 years. People say, how long have you been in the industry? I say, well, 20 years, but it's...
But you started when you were 10.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
it
Right?
doesn't, Yeah,
So, through been in the industry all those years, and the industry has changed a lot, which, with the... computer manufacturing processes, and even the change in how people view and take in their content. This podcast is a case in point.
Right.
But the industry has changed and adapted and flowed, and for me, that's always been exciting. Right. We've been able to adapt and change with it, and when we started Mprint, it was those changes in the industry was kind of the foundation that we built Mprint on. So what does print look like moving forward?
So tell us a little bit about the coming together.
Yeah.
How did brother and sister decide to go into business together?
So that's actually an interesting story. I started out, I was working with a geosynthetic liner company, and we moved into Atchison. I think we moved in 2018. So I've been in that building for quite a while. And then when COVID hit, we ended up laying off our shop staff. And at the same time, Dawn was working at a place where they ended up closing their doors. So we had all this space, and it was like, what are we going to do with all of this space? And, I'm just still amazed at how it all came together and how it
Right.
just, we literally did not expect it to blow up like it has. We just slapped our sign on the wall and opened the door, and that sign is
And-
still there
During COVID.
during
Yes.
COVID.
No
Yes.
less. And I mean, Cab, we've talked about this with so many of our guests.
Yeah.
Of what happened during COVID. How did that affect you as a new business?
Well, thankfully, the print industry was considered an essential service.
Really?
So
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to close down. You didn't have to. You could come to work every day. All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did. We kind of got set up and rolling, just the two of us.
Yeah.
And we out of the gate we had a couple of good supporters, local in Atchison, as well, who really helped us hit our stride.
Right.
And, but lots of challenges. Starting up during COVID was, I mean, for us, our initial conversation was, "Hey, do you wanna?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's." Right?
Okay, so really, I just want to stop there. So how does that happen? Are you sitting over coffee one day or a beer or whatever it was, and somebody says, one of you says, "Let's go into business together," and so how does that? I'm curious how that happens.
Especially as siblings.
That's right.
Yeah,
Obviously you get along.
Yeah, we've always gotten
Yeah.
along really well.
So was it were you eating one day? Did you just phone Dawn one day and say, "Let's go into"? How did that happen?
How did that happen? I think for myself, because I had been an employee for a couple of years,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
I miss being a business owner."
Right.
Sure.
And him being in the industry, I knew nothing about print.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. But
That
what I
fascinates me.
did know
Yeah.
is I knew how to open and run businesses.
Right.
So we just kind of,
So you
put
had
two
two
and two
really,
together.
you had business mind and understanding of print come together, and
Yeah, and credit to Jan. I mean, the industry has a lot of moving parts.
Sure.
There's a lot of different products that we produce and different ways to produce them, different materials, and it's a lot of information.
Wow.
Right?
so Mprint started. Where is it going? Where has it come? How have you done over the past 2, 3 years, 4 years?
Well, thankfully, we don't have to worry about COVID anymore. So that was a
Yeah,
good
for sure.
that was a good base for us, and
Yeah.
we learned some good but challenging lessons. Supply line issues.
Yeah.
You quote something 3 days later, that material is no longer available, and
Right.
things like that. But it really was a good foundation for us, and so I mean, year 2 we had doubled our sales from the first year. Year 3, I think we were up another 40%.
Yeah.
This year we're trending in the same direction, and so it's really been grow, which has been great.
Yeah.
But again, some challenges, right? We have to be able to handle that. So.
I mean, with that growth, there's always challenges. It's exciting, but maybe just share some of the challenges that, growth you're experiencing.
Yeah, I think for us, really, I mean, staffing is, right now, it's such a specialized industry, and to have a skill set, and, I would consider it almost a trade, and
Right.
to have
Yeah.
the younger generation, gaining an interest. I mean, there's a lot of graphic designers out there, but to find someone with the skill set to do the actual finishing of the wide
Yeah.
production is the challenge where
Yeah.
we're at right now. But we have a great team behind us. We've got 2 full-time and 2 part-time, one being Dawn's daughter.
Okay.
And they've been, it's a bit of a girl-powered Mprint right now, which is amazing. But
Dawn. Outnumbered, are you?
Yeah, 4 to 1.
4 to 1.
5 to 1, whatever we are. 4.5 to 1 at least.
I love it. That's great.
But
Yeah.
it's good, and,
Yeah.
and great culture there. It's fun to
Sure.
walk into the building every morning, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of laughs.
So tell us everything, not everything, but a lot of what you do, the services you offer, because people think printing. Well, you print, something. You guys do way more than that. Tell us a little bit about what does Mprint do?
Yeah, so my background was actually in the sheet-fed kind of offset side of things, so business cards, books, brochures, and then I moved into the wide format signage industry. And so when we started Mprint, I really didn't feel like we could offer one without the other.
Right.
Most businesses need both, and they really are 2 different industries. And so for us, when we invested in our equipment and our flow, it was with that in mind. So, different supply lines, different equipment, different processes.
Yeah.
But what that's done is enabled us to really become a fairly full service printer, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so that's been great. So the products we offer, everything from business cards to multi-100-page books to, on the vehicle graphics.
Wrap vehicles.
And we've wrapped everything from vehicles to boats to ATVs.
Yes, you wrapped our boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Herrick boat. Yeah. And we did a couple of airplanes and
Wow.
So we don't really shy away from things. Because we have such a wide, diversified portfolio.
Yeah.
When somebody comes into us with a unique product or project, the question is really, okay, can we do this?
Yeah.
And can we do it effectively? And
Sure.
yeah.
And I want to just give you a little shout out here because our company Genix, we use you for just about everything and print wise, and we come to you and say, can you do this? You've never once said to us, I don't think we can do that. You've always said we'll figure it out, and you've done it, and you do it awesomely. Is that a word? Awesomely. Anyway, you do it amazingly. It's incredible. So yeah, you guys you're an incredible. You do an incredible job. You're an incredible business, and you've never turned down any request we've had, and that's amazing to me.
I would agree, and that's personally and professionally. I went to them not last year, but the year before, and said, could you wrap a goalie helmet for me? As my son was deciding to be a goalie, and they did.
Yeah.
I think it was your first one that you wrapped. I know, Jan. It was great. He loved it. It's in our basement now. He's proudly displaying it. So again,
you guys are amazing.
They do amazing
Everything you
things.
do, it's incredible, and it's cool to hear the story. And I know there's been some challenges along the way. Life hasn't always been easy. I mean, any business owner would attest to that. I'm sure life has not always been, and even personally, you've had some struggles. And Dawn, I know we've become aware of your daughter and her cancer. And do you want to talk just a little bit about, because I think it's an amazing story. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we love her and we've supported her and watched your journey with her. And I'm sure that wasn't easy as well, running a business and going through that.
Well, and thanks for that, Cam. That's great to hear. And I could probably talk for hours about her, but really the short story is, she was a pretty normal, active 12-year-old girl, and ended up with back pain one day, and was active again, sports, club soccer player, and so we said, that kind of suck it up, and we'll, you'll get through this. And 3 days later, she was diagnosed with leukemia.
Wow.
And they started treatment the next day. She had surgery and was in. And then unfortunately, her leukemia is an extremely rare leukemia. It's got a chromosome switch marker on it that makes it extremely hard to cure. And with kids, pediatric, they really talk about cure. And really more likely to come back. So her treatment plan was very aggressive and very challenging, and but she got through it. And it was a couple of years of I think in those 2 years she was in the stollery for almost 350 days.
Wow.
But we got through it, and she was in remission for almost 5 years, all set to go to Hawaii for a year of college
she's
there.
And
and her blood tests, blood work going in, they found that it had come back. So now she is 18, and again, they say after 5 years the likelihood of it coming back is extremely rare. Well, and unfortunately this was just shy of that, so it was really a chapter behind us. So so the treatment plan for this one, they said really bone marrow transplant is the only way to go. So that was about 6 months in Calgary. They found a good donor, so that was great. And so she got through that, and then unfortunately it has come back again.
Wow.
So I mean, even now she's on a daily dose of chemo and effectively in remission, which is great. But the bone marrow transplant is about a 3-year recovery, and so she's unable to work or go to school or do those things. However, she does come in and work for Mprint a couple of afternoons a week, and I can tell you that those afternoons sometimes turn into evenings, and she is not only very good at what we do, but she's all heart and soul in. So so it's been really good
journey
to watch and see.
What a journey. That's incredible. And we always say that coffee in the park is the story behind the story of business people, and I appreciate so much you sharing that with us and telling us about that. And I can't imagine you're running a business, a startup business at that. Your families are going through these kinds of things. How do you balance all that? Like, how do you?
You know, if there was about 36 hours in the day instead of 24, it would be easier. But during that bone marrow transplant time, I was in Calgary every weekend, so a lot of miles back and forth. Plus you have to zip down there when there's something that's not quite going the way it's supposed to be going. And you know what, our staff and our customer, and Jan especially, super supportive, right? And there's. Yeah, it's just been a really good community around us, and that's been super important to. Otherwise, running the business, it would probably be impossible.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I find it a privilege right now. I'll sit in my office, and Kate is mostly in the wide format room in the back, and she's the boss back there. Like she owns that position. I love it. But I always say, like, this time with her and Dawn is so precious, and it's an honor for me to be able to observe it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I understand that and yeah, that's
it's one of those things that I think when we think of a business, I don't think people stop to realize all of the ins and outs of the people behind that business, and that you're dealing with things every day that you have to put on a brave face and work and deal with your customers, but that's really hard sometimes.
Yeah, life is difficult, and a lot of people I don't think see. Well, obviously they don't see it. Their customers, whatever, they have no idea what's going on behind closed doors, and you guys have just done so remarkably well. What's the future for Mprint? Is it just any big plans or thoughts you want to share? You want a breaking news right here on,
we love to
on
have breaking news.
Yeah, coffee in the park. You're expanding to, I don't know, anything. What's the future of Mprint?
Well, more of the same, right? Our focus is on providing a great customer service. We really, really like the relational side of the business. We like to get to know our customers. But yeah, I mean, there's areas of Atchison we haven't introduced ourselves yet to. Yeah. So we're really, we're looking forward to expanding our Atchison customer base, and we do service customers all over the Greater Parkland, Edmonton and region, and we think we've hit a formula that works. So it's it's go mode for us. It's growth mode. We're excited to come in every day and see what projects are going to come down the pipe. So
yeah.
Listen, Atchison businesses, if you have not
That's right.
been to Mprint, get down there.
What
are you waiting for?
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
And I'm telling you, as a customer, they do
Me
the best.
too.
So anyway, you need to use them.
You do need to use them.
You need to call them.
Yes.
Call Mprint.
Call Mprint.
Yeah. What's your website?
Mprint.ca.
There you go. www.mprint.ca. Yeah, give them a call. Well,
so we're going to put you both on the spot. This is the final question we like to ask each of our guests. So I'm going to ask each one of you. Jan, I'll start with you, and then Donna, I'll ask you. So what is the best piece of advice you've been given, either personally or professionally, that you carry with you still to this day?
You should have let him go first. He's older. Oh my goodness.
They're your twins, remember?
Yeah,
your twins.
that's right.
Yeah.
Honestly, okay, so here's the truth. I really don't stop and think. I kind of just do. I do, and then I figure it out as I go along. So, I don't think I would change anything. And, I wouldn't. I just keep trucking along. That's all you do. Keep your head up, keep treading water.
Sure.
Okay.
See, and I thought it was going to be an easy question, like, what's your favorite color? To which I would say, obviously Pantone 348 green is a great one. But anyways, I think the advice I've received is, especially as a small business owner, is that it's not going to be easy, and Well, there's going to be some valleys. There's going to be lots of peaks. So persevere. Just persevere. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Chew like hell?
Yeah. Bite off more than you can chew, and then chew like hell. That's the one.
I noticed Jan said that away from the mic and then expected you to say it. So I think that's great advice. Well, that's awesome. Well, you guys, honestly, I think I can say it for Jennifer and I. You're two of our favorite people in Atchison. We love you, not just for Mprint and what you do, but both of you as well. You are amazing people, and we were pretty excited about today. And honestly, folks, we're not kidding. If you need have some printing needs, these are the folks to call, without a doubt. They come very highly recommended. They're professional. They'll take care of you. And so we encourage you to check it out. And thank you both for taking the time to do this. We really appreciate it.
We do really appreciate it.
Really do. Thank you. Yeah,
and thanks for having us. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks. Jennifer, some things coming up. You want to tell us about them?
Some things coming up. Nominations for the Business Awards Gala close Friday.
Oh, yeah. Done, eh? Can't nominate anybody.
Can't nominate anybody.
All right.
But record number of nominations coming in. I'm so excited for this year's gala. Tickets are on sale at atchisonbusiness.com. We are also having a welcome back from summer Coffee in the Park networking event here at the ABA parking lot.
Food truck event.
Food truck, lots of
Very
food trucks.
excited. Food truck. Love food trucks.
And some fun prizes. So stop by on September 5th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. 27717 Atchison Road.
That's right. And so the gala, September 28th. The food truck event is September 5th. And so lots going on in Atchison. And if you need to find out more information, you can go to www.atchisonbusiness.com. You can also download our podcast on the website.
That's right. You don't even have to know how to figure out Apple or
That's
Spotify.
Right. So we know there are some of you out there, you're not quite sure about this whole podcast on your phone thingamadooey. You come to the gala, because we're going to do something very special at the gala where we're going to teach everybody, all 300 people, how to download our podcast.
That's it.
It's going to be so exciting. I can hardly wait. I'm so excited. So that's where you can get all the information about not only the ABA, but all of our events. You can download our podcast. You can go to wherever you download your podcasts and get it from there. And I just want to say thanks, everybody. Again, if you hear all the noise in the background, it's because we're at the coffee shop.
We're at the Wall Coffee Roasters.
That's right. There's coffee being ground, and lattes being made and all that kind of stuff. So if you have not been to the Wall Coffee Roasters, we'd suggest that you come check it out.
Absolutely.
Great.
Well, it was a fun week again. We'll see you all next week.
Thanks everybody.
Everyone.
See you later.